This episode is brought to you by Fandango. People say fans are too distracted these days, but the truth is, when a great movie hits the screen, you show up. You stay glued, invested, part of the story. And without fans like you, there'd be no cinema magic, no shared moments. So head to Fandango.com to get tickets, stream, or rent or buy top movies and series. Fandango loves fans.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and, did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk on video games stressing people out. And I know people are going to probably be all like, oh, it sounds like a skill issue. It sounds like this. It sounds like that. No, because the thing is, when I think of when I played video games when I was a kid, there was, the learning factor of playing some games. And when I was a kid, bro, I was always trying to figure out what new games I wanted to play. Then as I got older, I realized that there is one particular genre that I like more than other genres, but I have played other genres. And there's even been times where I've played racing games and I'm like, fam, this game isn't designed for people to have fun. It seems like it's more so designed so you post clips on social media or post YouTube videos, and then you're kind of testing the game out. That's why when you see nowadays video games, they get 20 different patch updates before the game is actually a complete video game. And it trips me out because I'm like, I'm not buying video games to play test them. If that's the case, then fam, roll out the red carpet for those types of creators. Promote those creators. Actually have it where there's a reason to post content of a game in early access. And you'll have it where there'll be some developers where it's like they use the early access tag, but there's more so stuff that they want to add to the game. Not like, we need to fix this and do that. For an example, the one video game, Pal World. When I tell you guys I was playing that game religiously, to the point where I'm like, okay, I have to find other games to play because I'm playing too much of this. And I don't understand why I do that. I feel like that games like that, it's those types of games that deserve my time. But when I'm playing video games that have been out for years and you still are having to do maintenance updates, patch updates, and all these other different things, and the only quote unquote real work that you've done to the game is add some stuff in there that nobody didn't ask for, how am I supposed to look at that video game and say good things about it? For an example, the video game The Division 2. Game's been out since 2019. The only, quote unquote work that they've done to the game is add a season pass. That's the only thing that's changed the game. Because when you look at that game before, it was just play the game, complete the missions, get whatever loot that you can get. And if you want better loot, play it on hard, play it on legendary, play it on heroic. Yeah, or I think originally it was normal. The difficulties in the game, it was normal, hard, challenging, and it was either legendary or heroic. But those are all the different difficulties. And it seems like that now it doesn't matter what difficulty you play the game on. They're just going to have it where you get whatever loot they feel is deserving. And then if you want better loot, you're going to have to put more money into the game. Fam, and what's so crazy? Is that they'll have it where these games is on sale, right? So people can, save their money, or it's a little bit more affordable. Why not just have it where the game just stays at $59.99, but the loot system is better? That seemed like that would make a lot more sense versus, let's have it where the game is $2.99, but the real money is going to be going into our season pass. And I see when games like NBA 2K, they do stuff like that. Call of Duty, they do stuff like that. Well, Call of Duty, I mean, you can play the new one for free, but they do have it set up where it's like, okay, well, that money that you would put aside to buy a Call of Duty game, if you have an Xbox Game Pass membership, you could just use that to buy the season pass. My thing is this. What happened to, I guess, like that era of development where you guys just focused on the video game, focused on the missions, focused on the core gameplay, on like, you know, that's what people are mainly playing? Because the thing that I mainly see when it comes down to Call of Duty content is people playing Warzone. I don't see them playing it. I think the only person that I can think of where it was they were playing stuff outside of Warzone was it was a friend of mine. She still streams to this day, but I don't even know what game she is playing now. She ain't playing Call of Duty because it gets to a point where Call of Duty, it's boring. It's that same loop of gameplay. And what was so crazy is that you would be able to tell the difference between an old Call of Duty and the next Call of Duty. So you'll be able to tell the difference between Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3. Or yeah, Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 3. The old Black Ops, in Modern Warfare games. Xbox 360 Call of Duty. But now when you look, it's like, the only thing they want to focus on is Warzone and the battle passes and stuff. But as far as the game, I mean, for those that don't really play too much Call of Duty, so this last one, they decided to have it where the game is the campaign. All right, the campaign mode. It ain't multiplayer. It ain't or like the co-op. Well, they do actually have it where it is co-op, but they have it set up where you cannot play the game by yourself. So let's say, for an example, because most of the people that I know that play Call of Duty, they got kids, they got lives that they need to tend to, but they still be playing the game. So let's just say you drop your kid off at school, right? Then you come back home. You got the day off. You come back home. You start up you get yourself an Xbox Series X or a gaming PC. You download Call of Duty. You get to playing it. You're halfway in the middle of a mission. School calls, be like, hey, your kid's sick. You got to come back up to the school and pick them up. You can't pause the game and come back to it later. No, what you have to do is pretty much start the mission all over again or finish out the mission right then and there. But that's the thing. It's like, it ain't no like, you can't, it's campaign. All the campaigns were, you were able to pause and come back, not Black Ops 7. And it trips me out because I'm like, fam, why do you guys do things like this? Would be probably my biggest question to video game developers. Why do you do things that nobody didn't ask for? I think if anything, people are asking, can we get the old Call of Duty back? And what they'll do is have it where the movements, they look slightly like the old Call of Duties, but as far as the gameplay and having fun and all that other stuff, if you want to have fun with a Call of Duty, with a Call of Duty game, like you want that same feeling you had when you were back in high school, my advice, go out, get you an Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3, whatever you prefer, and then get one of the old Call of Duty games, because that'll be the only way you'll be able to enjoy Call of Duty. But as far as now, and I mean, yeah, they do have it set up where a lot of those old Call of Duties, they're pretty much being ran by hackers. So you can't really enjoy an old Call of Duty game unless you play campaign. But I even hear that the campaign modes, that it might not be safe to play because hackers, they just somehow, some way infiltrated the Call of Duty game. And so now they ain't nothing safe within the Call of Duty game. And it just trips me out because I'm like, these are games that are still active. You still have the licensing rights for these games to still be played and all this other stuff, and you ain't trying to do nothing because you want everybody to play your newer games. And I'm like, fam, if people wanted to play the newer games, they will go out their way and buy and play them. But if we're wanting to play the older games, fam, work on the older games. And then that's the thing, you even have it where there'll be some developers where they do have newer games and they refuse to do any real work to them, and again, mentioning the video game, The Division, it's, they, for some reason, they just have it set up where they're like, no, we don't want to do no real work on making this a better game. We just want to have it where we're going to have this game dirt cheap, but have it where the season pass and all that stuff, yeah, we ain't going to give away that for free. We ain't going to have it where it's, there's a real legitimate reason I'm playing the game. Pretty much my thing is this: if you want to see anything The Division related, either play one, but if you just don't even want to fund Ubisoft and all that, I can understand. I ain't gonna take that away from you. Just watch people play The Division. There's a lot of content, whatever weapons that you're looking for, just watch, because that's pretty much how you'll ever be able to get a weapon that you really want to have in that game, is by watching other people use it. But other than that, as far as you, the person that spent your hard-earned money on the game, yeah, no, they have it, so unless you're just real lucky or something. But that's pretty much what it's gonna be based off of. Be either being really lucky or being best friends with somebody that works for Ubisoft, and then having it where they just send you the stuff for free and you don't have to do nothing. I guess to play it, or yeah, you could use it to play the game and all that stuff. But whatever it is that you do want, but what's the fun in that? And when I sit down and I think of how video games used to be when I was younger, they had it set up where when you played a video or played a mission within the video game, and then you'll unlock whatever it is. So Midnight Club, for an example, I have to say that was probably the one time where I felt so rewarded when it came down to completing the mission. So there was this mission that they had in Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition, and they had it set up where when you win that race, you unlocked all of these different cars, to where I'm like, fam, I'm overwhelmed. Why am I getting all these different cars that's unlocked? Like, just by doing this? I don't remember what kind of race it was. It had to have been like a championship race, because the amount of cars that I unlocked, it was insane. I was like, wow, that's actually, if Ubisoft or company, because I don't know, like Rockstar, I would have to say they are okay-ish when it comes to because they don't really have it set up where you're having to buy DLCs and all that. I think there's like the last time they really did any DLC stuff with Grand Theft Auto was 4, and that was years ago. With with Grand Theft Auto 5, I guess for somebody that doesn't play it, yeah, all the different stuff that they've added into the game, they do have like the shark card things, but they have it where pretty much anything that you want to buy in there, whether it's cars, houses, all that, it's not locked behind no DLC or no season pass. Even when they came out with their last new video game, Red Dead Redemption 2, wasn't no season pass, wasn't no DLCs or any of that stuff. They just had it where they pretty much released that game, and then they just left it at that. There's nothing else to do with this game. And I'm like, man, shout out to Rockstar for doing that. Although there are issues with Red Dead Redemption 2, because I remember I tried playing that on the PC and it wasn't working. And I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I ain't going to fool with it. But I do have it on Xbox, on my Xbox account. So yeah, I'm like, I'll just play it through that. Or hopefully one day they add it to where, if you bought it on your Xbox, you can now play it on your PC through Xbox Game Pass or whatever. But anyways, but yeah, overall though, it's like they're not trying to scam people. They're like, hey, we want people to actually enjoy the game. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult than games that we used to release back in the day. Like the missions is going to be a little bit harder. But other than that, we do want people to have fun with our games. So you don't necessarily, because I know when I played Red Dead Redemption, I was playing it online for a little bit. Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'm like, fam, I was getting attacked by cougars, I got killed by a panther. What else did I do in that game? Yeah, riding around, seeing, different areas of the game and stuff. I'm like, man, Red Dead Redemption 2, it's a solid game, but then, and it's, what's crazy is that then you look at other video games, and it's like, you guys might not be on that same scale as Rockstar Games, but at the same time, you guys are a popular company. You make a lot of money. I think I looked online and they said that Ubisoft made over $1 billion last year. And I'm thinking to myself, you guys made all that money and you can't do anything to properly fix your guys' video games in its broken system. And the only thing that Ubisoft wants to do is just worry about their leading game, Rainbow Six Siege. I almost said Red Dead Redemption. But anyways, no, yeah, that's Ubisoft's front runner. That's their main game. That's the popular game. That's the game that everybody's playing. But as far as all their other games, because no, that's Ubisoft. I believe they own the rights to the Tom Clancy video games. Yeah, because I ain't seen nobody else come out with no Tom Clancy video game. I've seen where developers have stepped away and then they'll make a game. They won't call it Tom Clancy, but they'll call it something else. Because there was the one game. Hold on for a second. I gotta open up Steam, because there was this one game called Ground Branch where I think it was made by like some Ghost Recon developers, but I don't think they haven't really been updating that game or doing anything to it. Because I remember the last time I played that game, there was like NPCs was getting stuck and stuff, and I'm like, bro, what you got going on? So I might play this game at some point in time again. You know what? Yeah, let's just go ahead and give it a quick install, see what they got going on and stuff. But anyways, but yeah, overall though, it's like there are games out there where it's just, they might not have the funds like Ground Branch. They might not have the funds, but you see where the developers, they are still doing updates to it. And that's cool. It's cool that, there was Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six. There was like from one of the developers behind the original Rainbow Six and Ghost Recon games. And I just remember when I wonder, I had to, it looked like they have been doing some stuff to this game. I've been waiting for the campaign, but I guess, there was like, they're taking their time with that. And I'm like, dang, bro, but it's all good. I'm like, I ain't tripping about it and stuff. So they do actually have it where it's it's just it's better than games like, and it just trips me out where it be like those types of developers where it seems like that they don't have no creative control over the games anymore. And then that's when you see when they just come out with their own game and they're like, hey, we actually want people to have fun with this game, versus companies like Ubisoft. It's like you see the divide in the gaming industry from developers that want people to have fun with the game, and then there's the developers where they're like, we just only want to make money. So yeah, when you look at games like, and I have to say those are developers where they wanted people to have fun. It's just that when the game came out, it wasn't really all that good. But Cyberpunk 2077, that's a video game where I'm like, it had probably the best comeback story of all time. Game came out, mad horrible. Nobody wasn't fooling with that game. But then after some time, like, no, it was they got to work with it, and they was like, nah, we got ourselves a solid game. And I'm like, no, yeah, Cyberpunk 2077, when I played and beat that game, I was like, wow, this was actually pretty good. And I was like, when I need to, because I did buy the DLC, and I need to finish that out too. Because Cyberpunk, I might play that game tonight, because I was like, nah, that game, it was pretty good. I like it. I like Cyberpunk. But yeah, you just got some people out there where it's like, there's those developers, and then you got the Ubisoft developers where they're like, we only want to make money. We all want to, and then Activision and 2K and stuff like that. So yeah, it's those types of companies where it's like they just don't care about the gamer. They care about the amount of money they make off of a gamer, but they don't overall care about the stress and frustration that they put a gamer through. And I'm like, man, I've just gotten to a point in time in my life where I'm like, I can't even, there's just certain games that I can't even play no more. Because I'm like, no, it's just, to have it, games should not cause headaches and migraines, and having it to where it's like, then when I play another game, and then I still got like that anger left over from the last game, and then carried over, and now I'm saying things about this game, and I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like being that person, So yeah, that's what, and and that's another thing too, where it's like I happy and thanking God that I'm not one of those types of gamers. But you got those gamers out there where they start breaking their setups. You see where they broke their monitor, they broke their computer, they broke the game, they did something, and I'm like, fam, that's, it's funny content. But at the same time, I'm like, dang, man, and it'll be games like, because there's this one guy, I think, his name is Winatic, and he be playing, I think, Rainbow Six Siege, and you see where that guy, he'll turn the corner, get shot and killed. Next thing you know, this man done threw a whole ladder at his computer setup. Like, I'm not even lying when I say that. He has thrown whole ladders at his PC setup. Like, this man done retrieved a ladder from his inventory in his garage, okay, and has thrown launched it at his PC setup. Yeah, bro, it's like, at the same time, it's like, I understand that that's content, but man, I'm like, I don't understand, like, why that's what I usually do when a game done got me upset to the point where I'm feeling anger. I just start roasting the developers. I'm like, no, you guys don't know how to do your job correctly. I'm saying, like, Ubisoft's been around for what, 40, I think, in a few days, it will mark 40 years since Ubisoft then became a company. 2K's been around for a while. Activision's been around for a while. And it's like you see where they get put to shame by developers that actually want people to have fun. Like, there's this one game that I've been playing where it's pretty much a blockbuster simulator. Like, they have it where you open up this store, you get all these VHS tapes, and then you just sell, or if you let people rent them out and stuff. And it's funny because people go off in there, they'll have late fees, then they get mad at you, and then they'll either pay the late fee or push all the VHS tapes off of the counter, or then they have like popcorn and ices where they can push those off of the counter too. And it's funny because you'll see games like that, and it's like, bruh, that game don't look fun at all. Like, what? And you know what? I said the same exact thing. I was all like, what's so fun about a game like Supermarket Simulator? I remember when I very first played that, I was all like, or before I played it, I'm like, bro, I don't know how a game like this is going to be fun. Like, I'm not, I guess all eager to play it. I mean, if it's good, then okay, cool. But if not, it wouldn't surprise me. Fam, I wonder how many hours that I put into that game. Hold on for a second. Let me see real quick. Supermarket Simulator. I've put 43 hours into that video game. I put almost 2 days into that game. That's how fun that game is, to where I done put like actual working hours into the game. And it's just crazy because I'm like, fam, games like that should not be better than the latest Call of Duty and the latest Ubisoft game. Because, I mean, like, what? Ubisoft, since Rainbow Six Siege, they done came out with 2 Ghost Recon games. They done came out with 2 Division games. They even came out with another Rainbow Six game called Rainbow Six Extraction. And they just pretty much, they're giving it the silent treatment. They're not working on that game. They're not doing nothing with it. All they just have it is where that game is on sale. And then and I think they just recently added it to the Xbox Game Pass. Well, I wouldn't say recently, but it was some time ago they added it to the Xbox Game Pass. But other than that, it's like they're not doing nothing with that game. And I'm like, man, what's the point of coming out with these games? They done came out with some Assassin's Creed games, and yeah, they just I think they done came out with probably 3 Assassin's Creed games. I'll have to check because it was like Valhalla, and I know it was Shadows. I think there was another one. I can't think of the name of it and stuff, but I'm like, man, you guys then came out with all these different video games, yet Rainbow Six Siege, that's like Rockstar Games. They done came out with a Midnight Club. They done came out with, they did come out with a Red Dead. So I will say that Rockstar did do that. They came out with Red Dead Redemption 2, but they just kept focusing on Grand Theft Auto 5. But that's like, Rockstar, they came out with Grand Theft Auto 6, Red Dead Redemption 3, Midnight Club 5, what else? Or like Midnight Club, whatever. Let's just say Midnight Club. Let's just call it Midnight Club, Bully 2. I'm trying to think of some other, The Warriors Remastered. What are some other games? Yeah, they came out with all these different video games, including a sequel or the next Grand Theft Auto, but they're still focused on Grand Theft Auto 5. I guarantee and I promise you, if the day when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, if Rockstar is still doing stuff to Grand Theft Auto 5, I think a lot of people are going to be upset, especially when there ain't nothing happening to Grand Theft Auto. Well, I think with Rockstar, just to prevent that from happening, I'm going to just say it now. Come out with your last few updates for Grand Theft Auto 5, but when 6 comes out, you have to abandon Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm like, it's one of those things where I'm like, people are not trying to still see updates for that game. Yeah, if people still play it, they still play it. But it's like, encourage people to play Grand Theft Auto 6. Do not do what you did to Red Dead Redemption 2 to Grand Theft Auto 6 when it comes out. No, I'm not trying to see that. I'm actually trying to have fun with Grand Theft Auto 6. Not, okay, play it, and then, there's a new update for Grand Theft Auto 5. Let me go play that. Nah, bro. I'm like, put that game in the past. Put that in the vault and never open up that vault again. Focus on Grand Theft Auto 6. All right. So, but anyways, with that being said, yeah, man, it's just gaming right now. It's not good. It's one of those things where, you would think that a lot of developers would be like, okay, we want people to have fun with our games, but you have it where they're like, nope, we just want to make money. And it's crazy how it's like they're doing it because they want to pay their bills. But I'm thinking to myself, because I did the math. So an average, especially for like some, I wonder, because I didn't even bother to check like how much a Ubisoft developer. I just looked up how much a game developer, but it was like their yearly salary is over 100,000, and so I didn't even bother to check how much does a Ubisoft developer make. 90, so the estimated middle value of the base play for a developer, base play. So it's like, this ain't talking on like the most expensive or like the highest job that you could get at Ubisoft, but the base play pay for a developer at Ubisoft is $93,000 a year. So let's just do that math real quick. Let's divide it into 30, like pretty much like how much they will make because, all right, so actually, no, I think I might have did that math wrong. So let's see, 93,782 divided into 12. So 7,815. And then, so that's like every month. Then divide that into 30, and that's 260 times 2. Wait a minute. There's no way that they're making 520. I don't know how I should do that math, but they're making $93,000. Yeah, I might have not did that math correctly. Hold on for a second. Let me, 90, no, because 300, wait a minute. Like, I still feel like I'm doing that math wrong. 93,782. I messed up. 93,782 divided into 30. But that's for the month. And I'm like, they ain't going to be making that within the month and stuff. So, but I just know, I feel like that it's one of those things where I'm like, I'll eventually figure out the math and stuff. Cause I'm like, I think when I did that, the Ubisoft, the last episode talking on the Division, I don't think I did that math correctly and stuff. But either way, regardless, 93,000 for what they're putting out. No, they need to be making what I was making. And that's like what, at least when I was working at this cafe job, I wasn't making no $93,000 a year. Cause if that was the case, I'm like, fam, I've been doing any and everything that I can to make sure that I still had that job, so yeah, y'all are making way too much than what you're putting out, and I'm like, that ain't fair to the gamer. And it's like, and then that's the thing, you're only putting out the bare minimum, you're not even doing no real work with the game. So it's like, how are y'all making all this money off of what? I'm telling you, eventually at some point in time, I do feel like that the game developers, they are going to be put in a corner to where it's like, you are going to have to answer for the stuff that you guys do to your video games. And it's crazy because I seen this post where, or not post, but it was this news thing where they were talking about like how social media is addicting. And it just seemed like that video games, like, I'm not going to say that video games are addicting, but I just feel like the practices that goes within video games, like, you'll see some video games where it's like they do things the right way, but then you see where video games like NBA 2K, Call of Duty, the Division, where it's like you're putting more time and effort into doing whatever it is that you want to do with the season pass, or you just do that. But as far as doing any real work with the game, no, you just pretty much just do a copy and paste every single year, and then I guess with the Division, they just do a copy and paste with whatever DLC. But other than that, it's like you're not doing no real work with the game. I don't even think, have they even added any new weapons and armor in the Division? Because I think all they just do is like, oh, we're coming out with a new map on the game. So that's one thing I guess that they did good, I guess. But other than that, it's like, as far as any like real work being added into making the game more playable, no, they don't do that. And I'm like, in NBA 2K, I'm like, it's just pretty much because like NBA 2K, Call of Duty, and the Division, they're casino games. If those games were up in the casinos, it would be a moneymaker, where it's like, all you just got to do is, and I'm like, that's where those games need to be at. They don't need to be on Xbox, PCs, and PlayStations. They need to be off in the middle of a casino in Las Vegas, because it seems like, that they just care more about making money. So I'm like, okay, put your guys' games in there, but take them out of Xbox, PlayStation, PC. That needs to be an area for game developers that actually care about what they're doing. But if you guys don't, then it's like, fam, then just, leave the industry. Because obviously you don't care about nobody. If you did, you wouldn't be doing the stuff that you're doing where it's like, oh, we want to make more money than put out more content. Yeah, that ain't cool, bruh. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.
Nobody wants to get catfished by dating profiles or big wireless carriers with hidden fees. Your one true match? Visible Wireless. It's one-line wireless with unlimited data and hotspot for just $25 a month, taxes and fees included. Now that's a green flag. And it's fully digital, so you can switch as fast as you swipe. Tap the banner to learn more. Terms apply. See visible.com for plan features and network management details.
How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Tap the banner or visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.